Hey everybody, Manny Talabera here, and we're going to continue on. We're now on day 28, and what I'm going to talk about on day 28 is just some kind of off the balance sheet assets and mindsets that you're going to need to have in order to actually pull this off. Because there's a lot that goes into it. The first thing I'm going to advise you all to do, if you haven't done it already, is you need to make friends with a lot of people in the space. So I am very, very fortunate that I created a lot of contacts early on, and some people I still have conversations with almost on a daily basis. And you really need that, because I can tell you, if you're going to sell something online, people, for the most part, the people in your own community aren't going to understand what you do. They're not going to care about it. They're not going to have any interest, and they're not going to be able to give you any insights and kind of point you in the right direction or give you any kind of feedback. And you're going to kind of need that sometimes. And so my advice, like I said, is that you need to create some internet marketing friends, course creation friends, coaching friends, people in the space. And my advice is build a group. My advice is also make friends with people who are a few levels above you, as well as people who are at the same level, and then people who are a little bit behind you as far as moving forward, because you're going to be able to get observations from all of those people. You're going to be able to learn from all of them. I can tell you that this space is not difficult. And like I said, where I'm at in Newcastle, Indiana, there are maybe two people in this town who remotely understand building something online. Now, there's a lot of business owners in Newcastle, and I actually have a business owner group, and I have other groups as well. But as far as actually building something online, you're going to need to actually tap into resources and become friends with people who, at the very least, can give you feedback and take a look at your copy, take a look at your VSLs, and just tell you, what's good and what's not good, and what you might do to improve these things. So the goal is very simple. You want to ultimately become famous in a space, in a niche, to a small group of people who are online, who like what you do and will ultimately buy from you. You need to start building that. You need to start building it on your personal page, and then you ultimately need to move those people to a group. And the more of those people you had, the better. When we talk about 1,000 true fans, most people never hit 1,000 true fans in our space. And 1,000 true fans is people who will buy anything that you offer. They will come to your seminars, they will go to your webinars, they will buy your courses, they will buy your coaching. And if you can hit anywhere near 1,000 true fans, you can make millions and millions and millions of dollars in this space. But it it comes with a price. So you have to be prepared to be attacked, to be ridiculed, to be argued with, to be pushed around. The further up the food chain you go, the more haters you're going to actually accumulate. And you have to figure out how you're going, what your balance point is and how you're going to deal with that. For me, it's just a quick delete and block. I don't respond to any of the nonsense anymore, mostly because I don't have time. But you're going to get a lot of that. And I can tell you, if you don't think you're going to, I can tell you Frank Kern gets it every day. Grant Cardone gets it every day. Everyone in our space who is big is attacked, and we're called scam artists. And, and you're going to have, like I said, and the problem is a lot of times you're being attacked, not because of you or what you're doing or your platform, but you're being attacked by someone who's wanting to get attention from your audience. That's what it is. And so like I said, the further up you go, the more of this you will get. And so you just got to be aware of that. And so the first thing, like I said, you should really be thinking about doing is building an audience of potential buyers, personal page, move them to a private Facebook group, deliver a massive amount of value to those people over time that causes them to be true fans. And the more true fans you have, the more likely you are going to be successful. Because the thing is, if you want to scale ads, if you want to get those ads off the ground, you're going to need the revenue to do that. And if you're not going to go out and solicit money from outside people who could loan you money or do affiliate marketing, it's going to be very, very difficult. You have to have an audience. You have to have an audience to put offers in front of, so that at the very least you can gauge your offers and see if people are interested and if they're clicking. And you gotta go through all of that. And like I said, without the audience, it's going to be difficult. And then, like I said, as you build the audience, as you become more and more popular, you're going to have haters. You're going to have to figure out how you're going to deal with that. But I can tell you, I wouldn't spend a lot of time debating. As a matter of fact, you have to have something that you stand for. And a lot of times that thing that you stand for is going to be bipolar. It's going to be polar opposite of what a lot of people stand for. And because you've got that platform, you're going to attract a lot of people who are going to follow you, but you're also going to attract haters. And like I said, I can tell you that I'm not like, your mindset has to be this. Your personal Facebook page and your private Facebook group is not a place to debate your mindset and your ideas and your philosophy. It's not what it's about at all. It's about showcasing your philosophy and mindset to a group of people who support and believe in you and agree with what you're saying. It's not, you're not there to convince anyone or change anyone else's mind. And I can tell you, in most cases, these haters don't even disagree with you probably, but like I said, what they're going to do is they're going to show up because you have an audience, you have a platform. And if you look at YouTube, there are a lot of people who make a very, very good living just basically creating scam videos. So they'll say Frank Kern scam, Grant Cardone scam, and they'll go through every big guru they can think of, and they just drop that person's name because that person gets a lot of attention, and then they get a lot of views, and they do well with that. And so, like I said, your mindset has to be that you're creating something, a movement for a group of people. The people who are with you are going to support you, and the people who aren't with you, you can't really burn any energy on those. And this is the other thing. If you don't like being attacked, if you don't like being questioned, if you don't like being ridiculed, you really need to question what you're doing here, because you can't have one without the other. You can't have a huge following and make millions of dollars without having a group of people who are going to hate on you and just complain and say nasty things about you. And you're going to, like I said, the problem is the further up you go, the more this you get. And I can tell you, I'm by no means big, and I get cussed out in DM 3 times a week, 5 times a week. I delete and block a lot of people. And, like I said, you need to keep in mind too, don't let those people occupy your time, and then don't let them occupy space in your head. And that's the biggest problem. The space in your head problem is way, way more important, I think, almost even than the time, because you've got to have a very, very rigid focus. You're going to do this and you're going to move forward, and you don't want anything that would create a situation where you're going to question yourself. And so my advice to you, like I said, is focus on these, what I would call off balance sheet assets, building an audience, building a herd, delivering value to those people, moving them from a group, a personal page to a group, constantly delivering value and constantly making offers, because you've got to sell stuff. You got to sell stuff in order to get good at selling stuff. It's highly unlikely you're going to go from $0 to $1 million without previously selling anything and without previously making a lot of offers that don't convert. You just got to pay the dues. And your speed of success is going to be based on how quickly you go from one failure to another without losing enthusiasm about what you're doing. And you've just got to feel like everything that you do that doesn't work is simply a swing and a miss, but you get to take unlimited swings. But like I said, I just wanted to talk about the haters for a few minutes. I want to talk about, building your own ecosystem of people. And, keep track of, the mindset and what you're doing here, because like I said, without this, you're gonna struggle, but we're gonna end up and we're gonna move on to day 29, and thanks a lot.